Dear students of English Literature class 10th, today our topic is the Ganga that is written by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Students, this chapter the Ganga is an excerpt, is a part of the Will and Testament of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, which was written on 21st of June in 1954. Students, in this chapter, Jawaharlal Nehru says how to dispose of his ashes into the Ganga and in some other ways. Now students, in the last part of this lecture you will go through how to dispose the large portion of his ashes. Students, this is M. Rahman and you are attending ORSC classes of English language. Please to continue with this chapter and other lectures, please subscribe our channel ORSC classes of English language. Please share, comment and like us if you like our lecture. Now let's begin the Ganga lecture number 4. Students, in this lecture number 4, Jawaharlal Nehru says, and though I have discarded much. Before I begin this paragraph, students, I would like to share this with you. In the previous portions, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru explained how to dispose of a handful of ashes, and he described the mood of the Ganga. Now he says, and though I have discarded much past of tradition and custom. Now there is a very different topic here. He said, though I have discarded much of past tradition and custom. Students, he was praising the Ganga, he was praising and connecting past, present and future in the previous lecture. But here he is in a very different mood. He is discarding something, he is rejecting something. Even he is rejecting the part of tradition and custom of our culture. It's very strong, it's very strange. Now he says, although I have discarded, means Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru had given up a part to believe a part of our tradition and custom. Now students, it's very important to understand why he says so, and says that I am anxious, means Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru is very worried that India should rid herself of all shackles, that the people of India should give up these shackles that bind and constrain her. Her means India. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru says that these problems, these shackles, these bad traditions and evils of our Indian culture are binding and constraining our country, means they are forcing not to get progressed. Divide her people means they are not letting our people unified in unity, and suppress vast number of them. Suppress means hinder the progress, means check the progress, control the progress, do not let others be progressive. And prevent means and stop the free development of the body and the spirit. It means our people are unable to grow with mind and body. Now Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru says that he had discarded, he had rejected much past of tradition and custom, and he also wanted that Indian people should also leave that one, should also give up that one. And it should be given up because these bad features of our tradition and custom are giving bad impact, are casting bad impact on the Indian people. They bind and constrain, means they are not letting make progress. Students, they are making us not able to be unified, not able to be united. Students, they suppress vast number of them. They are a hindrance in our progress, in our development, and they did not let our body and mind grow. So Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru says, I seek all this, means he found out all this. Even then, I do not wish to cut myself off from the past completely. Student, there are two things. First, Pandit Nehru warned us that we should give up, we should reject some of our past customs and traditions. Now the major part of traditions and customs are remaining. About them he says that all these things he does not wish, I do not wish means he does not wish to cut himself off from the past completely. Now there is a question in the board examination, why does Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru not want to cut himself off from the past completely? Because he says Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was proud of that great inheritance, because Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru loved our great inheritance. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru loved our Indian culture and tradition that has been, means from time immemorial it is ours. It has been means it is related to the past and it is still connected to the present and is in present and ours and will remain in future. Means all those traditions and customs which on which Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru is proud of, it has been and is in present and ours and will continue in future. And Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru says, and I am conscious, means he is alert that he too, like all of us, is a link in an unbroken chain. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru thinks himself a link in the chain which goes back to the dawn of history in the immemorial past of India. Students, other than the sense of this line, you will go through the meaning why he wrote this. Student, the meaning of this line is, actually Ganga is in itself a history. Ganga is related to the past, as I have already told you here, has been, and Ganga is related to present and it is connected to future. It has been told in this paragraph, ocean of the future, okay, from the present and from the past. And students, you and everybody, and like Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, everybody is a part of this Ganga. Ganga is observing us, we are observing Ganga, it is present. Ganga observed our forefathers, it was the past. And Ganga will observe our new generation, it will be future. It means in the link, in the chain of history, we are the link. And Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru knows this and he does not want to cut himself off from this. So he did two things. First, he rejected the evil customs and he accepted the glorious parts and features of Indian culture. And that's why he said that he is proud of great inheritance of India and he did not want to cut himself off from this part. That chain I would not break, for I treasure and seek inspiration. Means Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru seeks inspiration from this and he is motivated with the Ganga. And as a witness of this desire of mine and as my last homage means to offer something to India's cultural inheritance. Students, so as a tribute of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru to gives to the Ganga, he says he is making this request that a handful of my ashes to be thrown into the Ganga. Students, it is a long answer of why does Nehru want a handful of his ashes to be thrown into the Ganga. This is the answer, because he loves Ganga a lot, and as a witness, as a proof of this desire of his, he wants a handful of his ashes to be thrown into the Ganga at Allahabad. Now why he want to be thrown into the Ganga? Because these ashes to be carried to the great ocean that washes India's shores. If he gets his ashes thrown into the Ganga, this Ganga will carry these ashes to the great ocean, and that great ocean, you see student, in the map of India, where there is Kanyakumari, the lower part is ocean. You see that ocean washes India's shores. It means in this way he will be able to stay with India even after his death forever. The major portion of his ashes should, however, be disposed of, otherwise I want these to be carried high up into the air. Now it is very strange to listen, students. He says that rest part of his ashes must be taken into the air in an aeroplane, and it should be scattered from the height over the fields where the peasants of India toil. Toil means work hard. Actually, students, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru wanted his ashes to be taken higher in an aeroplane, and he wanted to scatter them, to get them scattered over the fields of India where Indian farmers are working hard. Indian farmers were working hard on that time, and he wanted these ashes to be mixed into the dust of India, and he says so that they might mingle with the dust. Mingle means mixed with the dust and the soil of India and become an indistinguishable part of India. Indistinguishable means inseparable, which can't be separated. Students, when you scatter something on the dust and then after it you can't separate it from the dust. That's why Pandit Nehru wanted to be mixed with the dust of India, and he wants to be an immortal part of the dust or India, and he do not want to be separated again. That's what he wanted, just to get mixed in the dust of India. That's why he says his large portion of ashes should be carried into the sky in an aeroplane, and from there it should be scattered over the fields of India where farmers of India work hard. In this way, his ashes would mix into the dust, and he will become an inseparable part of India. Students, in the last, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru says that I have written this will and testament. Student, you know the will is a thing that is called in Hindi wasiyat, and you write something before your death related to do something after your death. And he wrote it in New Delhi on 21st day of June in the year of 1954, as I have already told you in the beginning of the lecture. Now there are questions, students. What is the wish of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru about the disposal of his major portion of his ashes? Okay, this is the important question from this chapter. Okay, and there is, why does he say so? All the answers are hidden in these underlined sentences. Now students, I hope that you have understood this lecture very well, and I hope you have gone through this lecture. Please subscribe our lecture if you like all this. Please like, share and comment to us. Related and concerned assignments are on our Instagram, and the address of Instagram is given in description box. Please subscribe our channel, RSC Classes of English Language. Thanks.